not enough organization among any of us on any level in talk radio and big business, because these people are all going home for the congressional recess. They're holding individual district and statewide town halls. The organization isn't there. It can't possibly happen. It's fundamentally impossible to coordinate something like that. These are just Americans, Veronica, that are motivated to get up off the couch and take matters into their own hands and say enough. I am as inspired, really, to be an American as I've ever been, because it works. This works. When we, the people, really stand up, mobilize, and speak out, it still works as the founders intended. And isn't it inspiring, Veronica?
This is the America that my father went to Korea and fought for. This is it.
Veronica, thank you. You keep that battle up. Keep up that fighting spirit. That's what's so important. You can't, and don't, please, do not, whatever you do, wherever you are, if you have the opportunity to go shake the hand or meet your senator, your congressman, now is not the time to peel back. Foot off the gas pedal. This public option thing, whether it's on the table, whether it's not, whether it's a head fake, whether it's not, it doesn't matter. Cooperatives, don't buy into that. Co-op is just another fancy word for public option. They want to take taxpayer money and juice the system to get it started. And when you put government funds into anything, the government has a stake. And that means the government, this Congress, this White House most specifically, will have control. If you believe a government-funded cooperative is somehow free and clear of government control, then you must believe the government has no hand in General Motors or Chrysler or Fannie or Freddie or any of these other institutions that we've been reading about lately. And do you believe that? Can you honestly say with a straight face government hasn't been meddling and handling those companies directly and aggressively? Of course they have. So this co-op notion, whether the public option's on the table or off the table, but co-ops, we'd be, and don't let Republicans, incidentally, get away with us. Well, now you're talking. A co-op seems like a true co-op, that would be great. A government-funded, a government-juiced, a government-started co-op? No. Same deal. Public option in bureaucrat clothing. 800-449-8255. Chris Stigall in for Michael Savage. This is the Savage Nation.
Savage. Armstrong and Getty.
They're not bullies with a microphone.
Weekday morning, 6 to 10. Talk 910 KNEW.
It's the Savage Nation. I'm Chris Stigall in for Dr. Savage, and I appreciate you being here, Savage Nation listeners. And I know Dr. Savage appreciates you going to michaelsavage.com and grabbing the first edition of Banned in Britain. Not going to be sold traditionally in stores, not going to be published by any major publishing house. They won't touch it. This is too dicey for them. It will become a bestseller. It will sell quickly. If you want one of your first reserve copies, Banned in Britain, you want to read the first chapter. It's an amazing piece, and I think probably Michael Savage's most important work. It really is a story of our freedom and our liberty under assault in ways we've never seen. And yeah, you may think, well, it's in Britain. Well, no, I think we're seeing in big ways and small, it's quite real here. And now's the time to mobilize and stand tall. It is something you want to arm yourself with as we head into the fall and these stooges get back from their congressional recesses and go back to Capitol Hill. Banned in Britain. Read a little about it. Order it now. michaelsavage.com. Let's get right to the phones again and go to Mike in San Francisco. Mike, you're on the Savage Nation. I'm Chris in for Dr. Savage tonight. Hello.
Chris, pleasure talking to you, bud.
Thanks for the phone call.
I'm a union electrician, and I have a problem with the unions, to tell you the truth. There's rumor out here that car washers are trying to form a union, and it really irks me. I believe the union belongs to the skilled trades, electricians, plumbers, what have you. I don't see, about our transit strike that was diverted out here.
Yes.
I'm sure. And a janitor for that transit system makes as much money as I do, whereas I've had to go to school for 6 years to learn my trade and perform the responsibility of safety for buildings, families, and houses, and everything. And that's where I believe the union goes overboard.
Well, and Mike, you make the point, at least in your membership, as you're talking about skilled labor, all skilled laborers are held to a standard. They all must achieve a certain level of skill. But these unions get so broad and all-encompassing. Like you said, it's outrageous that a guy that drives a train is making the same money as a guy that's sweeping the platform.
Exactly. That's the point I'm making. The union is there to protect the rights of the laborer, not to make them rich if they're a high school dropout.
That Mike, I couldn't have said it better, and that's and it really is. Those are the folks that have this debate held hostage. I tell you, and it's an interesting. And thanks for the call. You are going to see now what you will see in play is union liberalism on full display, at war now with the rest of the country. You will see it. This is what's happening. Let me go to another Michael in San Francisco. Who? A member of the union, Michael? I hear you say the union's not to blame in this. You're on the Savage Nation. Hello.
You know what? You can't. You're putting all the unions in broad spectrum. You can't blame all the unions for this. There's no way. I mean, unions train. When you go to a job and something's union built, the unions stand by your work. You go to a job that's non-union, most of those companies don't stand by their work.
Well, here's what I want to know. Who stands with the American people right now? When I read the headline today at the Huffington Post, Michael, Labor warns Democrats, we'll sit out election and we'll run ads against you if you oppose a public plan. If the majority of the country does not support this, and very powerful, very financially solvent AFL-CIO membership and their president say, we're going to hold a gun to your political head, and if you don't do what we want, despite what the country wants, we will actively work to defeat you. I mean, what am I, as an American who's not a union man, supposed to believe? What am I supposed to make of that, Michael?
Man, right? You believe everything that comes out of the media? I mean,
Michael, it's his own words. This is Trumka, Richard Trumka, the Secretary-Treasurer and likely next president of the AFL-CIO. We will watch every one of their votes. And if they're against card check, if they're against the health care for that reason, it will be tough for them to get our support. Those are his words, not mine. We'll oppose them. It's not. I'm not making it up. These are his own words.
I didn't accuse you of making it up. But you know what?
You just said, do you believe everything that comes out of the media? And I'm telling you, I'm reading a story with the man, the head of labor's own quote. He will seek and destroy anyone that doesn't do the bidding of the labor union.
You know what? I've heard Walter Cronkite make mistakes like that. We just got rid of some newscaster last year who misquoted something. There's a fight going on right now for who wants, socialized medicine, who wants better health care. America has been messed up for a long time. This is just another fight. But I don't agree with you, and a lot of us don't. We took a poll at work today about the same thing. We don't agree that you're going to blame the unions or one man in the unions, even if he makes the power to control it.
No, the point is, Michael, that's the point. I would love to believe that you and your buddies you polled at work today were actually speaking. I would love to believe you were the ones at the seat of the table, but the misunderstanding, the falsehood of unions are, Michael, it ain't about you. It ain't about the guys you talked at work about and talked to and polled. It's about the big dogs, the big daddies, the power brokers, the power players like this Trumka. I mean, the sooner union folks realize union leadership is not looking out for you, they're looking out for a power play and a seat at the table and big inflated salaries themselves and playing kingmaker on Capitol Hill, the sooner you all understand they're not out for you, they'll shut your entire operation down and hold your families hostage and your incomes hostage for their own power. The sooner you union folks learn that, the better you'll be, the better America will be.
Savage. Michael Savage. Afternoons 3 to 7 on Talk 910 KNEW and online at 910KNEW.com.